Hi everyone, Father Tyler here. Just wanted to take a brief couple moments to talk to you about this coming Sunday's preacher. We have the honor of having a seminarian with us for the next 2 years. Her name is Daniela Lee. She comes to us from St. Stephen's, San Esteban, with the highest recommend from Father Pablo Ramos. But she'll be with us, as I said, for 2 years, and she'll be working with us in a variety of capacities. And one of those will be to preach on a regular basis. So join me in welcoming Daniela. Hopefully when things open up you'll get a chance to meet her in person, but in the meantime, please enjoy her sermon.
My name is Daniela Lee. I go either by Daniela or Danny, whichever is easiest to remember. I was born and raised in Romania, and I spent most of my life there. That's where I studied. And then when I was 26, I moved to the United States. And then I met my husband, and I stayed. That was 8 years ago, so I've been living here for 8 years. We have been married for almost 8 years. We have 2 children, Amelia, who is 6 years old, and Sebastian, who is 4 years old. In Romania, I studied philosophy for my bachelor's degree, and then I took a little bit of a break when I worked in translations, and I found that I loved that very much. And then I continued with a master's degree in professional and applied ethics. And that's when I moved to the United States, and I had my baby, so I took a longer break from education, and now I am getting my master's degree. It's an MDiv at Bexley Seabury Seminary. When I moved here, because my husband's from, he lived in West Valley City at that point. When I came here, we were taking a bike ride, like the 3rd or 4th day of my stay here in Utah, and we passed by this Episcopal church, and I said to myself, that's really neat because I can walk here. So the next Sunday, I found myself at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church, and I started attending there, which was, for an immigrant that didn't know anyone, that was a lifesaver, because I found a family there with there were other immigrants, and that was a big motivator for me to keep attending, because I could talk about my isolating experience of not knowing anyone. And I suddenly had a support system with people that cared, and they wanted to be friends and to talk about things and to meet up. So that was a great fit for me, and I kept attending. And one day I was talking to Father Pablo, and I was telling him about all the classes that I had taken that were, tangentially theological. And he said, so how come you didn't become a priest? And till that moment, it had never occurred to me, because I come from this culture where women cannot be priests. And obviously I knew women could be priests in the Episcopal Church, but it never really occurred to me that could happen. So I kept turning that thought over and over in my head, and I didn't know, is this really what I'm supposed to do? And finally I said, I'll just talk this over with my husband, and, maybe he'll advise me. So one night I decided to sort of bite the bullet, and I said, look, honey, I think I want to go to seminary and become a priest. And I expected a bit more reluctance on his part, because that's a long journey to take. But he just shrugged and said, yeah, that makes sense, you're at church all the time. So I kind of took that as a sign that he would be on board, and he would join me on this long and fairly difficult journey, and he has been extremely supportive, and so have the kids. They're just so excited about all the church things and all the rituals that they can participate in. So it's been a very affirming experience. As part of my seminary education, I have to do 2 years of field education, and I feel very blessed that I get to be at the Cathedral, and I get to learn about this wonderful and very active community, and to be part of all the great things that are happening here.